welcome to another edition of Brownsville As Is with
A for Shauna,
S for Sonia. And Shauna, we're at one of my favorite places for springtime.
we're here at Willow Oaks Flower Farm, just off of Highway 54 North.
And David and Sarah are going to show us through the greenhouses, share what's new this year, and inspire our green thumbs.
I think it's time that we go inside. What do you think?
Let's go.
Y'all come on!
Willow Oaks Farm has been in business since 1947 and greenhouses since 1952-53. Mother was originally from here and my father was from Kentucky, and she wanted to move back, and they bought a cotton farm and it had some apple trees on it, and he planted 80 acres of peaches, and the freeze of 54, 55, and 56 ruined the peaches 3 years in a row, and they built the greenhouses. The way they basically got started in the greenhouses is my mother went to a horticultural society meeting, and Dr. Emmert at the University of Kentucky, who developed the plastic greenhouse, which means he threw a sheet of polyethylene over some rough wooden boards in Lexington, Kentucky, and he was selling tomatoes to the people that would come from all over the world to race horses. And at that time we got the tomato seed in the post office, and it was like an ounce, and it was insured for $100, and the postmaster at that time said he wanted some of those tomatoes, and he found it. So my mother, after a year or two, found out it was more profitable raising the plants than it was the tomatoes, and that's how we got into the plant business. We used to ship all over the Mid-South, down into Louisiana, as far as Philadelphia, Mississippi. We were doing garden centers at first, the first garden centers in Memphis, P&H Garden Center on Jackson. Then Daddy started selling to the discount store, the TG&Ys and Ben Franklin's, and then the discount stores, the Magic Marts, and then the Kmarts and the Walmarts. Then we started selling to landscapers, and now we sell to landscapers, independent garden centers, a Whole Food store too, and some Ace Hardwares. Probably see all the yellow tags are pre-sold, and now we do have a garden center area where everybody is welcome, but not out in the greenhouses.
So I used to make mud pots when I was a kid, so this has brought back childhood memories. And then I've been going to courses with David for about 28 years. So it's been a labor of love. It's a lot of hard work, but it's a lot of fun, and it's rewarding to be able to connect people back to the earth, especially this last year during the pandemic. We go to courses and we look at trials, and we concentrate on what is good in West Tennessee climates. For the perennials, we're going to get things that are not just cold tolerant, but also heat tolerant. We're always looking for good drought tolerant plants, but we're concentrating on what's good for West Tennessee. You have to be a season ahead. So if you're enjoying Thanksgiving, we are already full into planning for spring.
There's always a little new, but there's some new really pretty varieties of caladiums. There's always new vegetable varieties. There's new colors of lantanas and begonias. We've got a top hat begonia that the bloom is like the size of a 50-cent piece.
Broelia. This is going to be a rounded format, get about 14 inches tall and spread. And this can take it down to 35 degrees, so this would be something that you could plant early spring.
And we do sell a lot of proven winner brand plants. They're always coming up with, you know, I mean, there's really so many new colors and different things. It's hard to remember. There's a new Vinca out that's really tough, and it's got smaller blooms, but it spreads and it's kind of hedge form all at the same time. There's a couple new petunias, the Cloud series, that have dots, but like that. There's a blue one and there's a pink one, and everybody's gone nuts over those the last couple of years. And those are from Ball Flora plant. This early, it's really good to plant petunias and dianthus and really cold hardy things. You know, as we get into the season, you know, a lot of people say that April 15th is the last frost, but we've also had a lot of, we've had 3 frosts in the last 10 years after April the 15th, if I'm correct. A lot of herbs, a lot of succulents. We have a really large selection of succulents, which are super popular. And that's the new thing, you know. House plants have come back. They were popular in the 70s and early 80s. But we do have a really great selection of succulents. We'll still buy a lot of begonias, lantanas. Lantanas are, both of those are really easy to take care of. We have about 500 different varieties. The sweet potato vine, the petunias, I'm just looking around. Impatiens, sun impatiens, coleus, and then there's lots of other ones, like I'm looking at euphorbia diamond frost. We have beautiful pots. We have compost, and we sell mulch. There's probably other things. I always say grow more by accident than most people grow on purpose. And we do have shrubs and some.
If you want to, if
you
there's
want
a
the
certain
weird stuff,
color,
if you want the weird stuff,
if you want the
earlier
new
the better.
weird stuff in a certain color, you need to get here before April 15th. And you can plan it later, but you need to select before April 15th.
We're on Highway 54 north of Brownsville. They also call it Thornton Road, and it's 2351 Highway 54 north.
We're open 8 to 5 during the busy season, Monday through Saturday, and Sundays 1 to 5 until we fall out from exhaustion, and then you should call for an appointment.
Well, Sonia,
I've already picked out what I want to plant this year.
I noticed several things. I noticed. You know, it was just so good to be able to talk with David and Sarah, and you know, they work really hard here in our community. They really do.
Yeah, just not in the greenhouses, but all over the community. They're involved in different things. The Arts Council,
that's right.
The Heritage Foundation. They're friends of the Delta Heritage Center. So we're really fortunate to have them here, to have their business here in Haywood County.
That's right. Do you remember them saying something about the insects that they have, the predatory insects? Do you remember that?
I do. So they bring in predatory insects into their greenhouses, so they don't have to use chemicals.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
I love it. It's been a wonderful day here. What do you think?
I think it's time to go home and start planting.
I think we got some work to do. Bye, y'all.